Now, one of the main things I'm looking for is, number one, I want to gain some time back with those silly checks. But also, if I could get into a one king and pawn endgame, I'm happy with that. Okay, h4, let's fix this guy in place. This is winning. All right, guys, so here we are mastering the art of attacking the king. I don't care what level you are at. This is a skill that we gotta keep training. We gotta keep working on it. So here we have the first one. Let me set up the timer. And we got 4 minutes per exercise. If you play in a tournament, by the time you get to a position like this, you're probably low on time. You cannot just spend 15-20 minutes. We gotta be able to find the right idea and calculate everything quickly. So here we go, white to move. And let's try to do 10 of these. Then we go ahead and play some games. Hey, hey, hey. Let's do it. Hey, hey, you're here. That's what matters. All right, white pieces to move. Like always, we'll look at the forcing moves first. So this one has to be a candidate move, and we go from there. Okay, I think I got it. I'm still gonna give you the remaining of the time. We got 2 more minutes left, so have fun with it. All right, give me the final move. Let's do that. If you don't wanna type in the whole thing. Yeah, we're on the same page. We are on the same page. Good morning, good morning. All right, so let's go for it. Everyone should have calculated or looked into Queen G7. Among many other things, they're getting us in trouble anyway, so it has to be forcing. So Queen G7, King G7, then I looked first at Bishop A6 with the idea that if they take, this is mate. But they don't have to take, right? So they could just leave and so on. So instead, after King G7, we go Bishop D8. Now they have 3 options. Either they go to F7, to H8, or to H6. H6, it is already covered. We just deliver mate. If instead they go to F7, then we got this idea of Bishop H5, and that's checkmate. Lastly, if after Queen G7, King G7, Bishop D8, King hides, then I looked at this with the idea of checkmate, but we have the other rook. So we have to do, after Bishop D8, and by the way, we're going all the way to D8, because if not, after King F7, they hit the bishop if we go to E7. So all the way to D8, King hides, Rook G8 first, Rook must take, Bishop goes back to F6, they block, we take with check, they get in front, then we take the knight with a discovery on the king, and finally we get the queen. They get us back, but we are left with rook and bishop versus the rook. All right, so I'm gonna give you a few seconds for you to do it all over in your head. Even if you didn't find it, you're visualizing, plus you're registering these new patterns. There we go. All right, I trust that you did it in your head. So check, 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 and that's it. They move, we take, we are up material. And we go to the next one. This one is white pieces to move. Let me reset the timer. All right, 4 minutes. This one is easy, right? I think I'm gonna have to increase the difficulty. Yeah, I'm gonna have to increase the difficulty level because this one is just too easy, right? So Bishop H7. If no, my bad. I'm thinking, I mean, if they just go over, this is mate. But if knight takes, queen takes, king F8, they could just run away. All right. We're gonna have to change me, not the difficulty level. All right. Cha, 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 cha. Well, that's exactly why we need this. Even if we don't find it, we're gonna learn something new here. There's a pattern, there's an idea here that we're not considering. I don't think it's about not being able to visualize. I think it's just that there's an idea we're not getting. Now, how much time do we have? We have 1 more minute. 1 more minute. All right, 2 more. Let me do this. Let me put the timer back. And let's work on it. We give it another round. I can clearly see that position, but my candidate moves are still pretty weak. I don't see anything concrete. I really wanted to incorporate this bishop, but I don't see the way. Maybe d5? We had a session on resulting moves. Maybe d5 is the very first move. Okay, let me see. We got almost 2 more minutes. So bishop h7, knight takes, queen takes, king f8, d5. Is that any good? Well, king leaves. What if I play d5 right now? What am I threatening with d5? That's the main thing. d5, king e7. Ah, wait a second, because d5 I'm threatening to take and then discovery. Yeah, they're not forced, that's true. Okay, 10 seconds. It comes down to this. Would we play d5 right away, or would we play bishop h7 right away? Okay, let me see. And now d5, the other way around. Okay, let's see what the difference is. What's the difference? But you see, this d5, we didn't think about it on the first round. Second round, it came to mind. So that's what this is about, getting ideas. All right, let me do this. Okay, if I play d5, what would they play? See, queen e7, and it seems like they solved the problem. This is what I mentioned before. Queen gets out of trouble, there's no threat, and now bishop h7, they could simply hide because the knight this is not so powerful. That's the difference, just queen e7. Now, the other way around, d5, they don't have queen e7 because this is mate, and bishop c5 is coming no matter what. Now, could they do anything to stop this? Let's say they play queen d6 and they do not block the king. Okay, then we have knight e4, we have d takes e6. Yeah, all right, that's what makes a difference. And this goes back to something that we talk about a lot, which is changing the move order. So we have to play around with that as well. All right, guys, we got, let me see. All right, we got that one. Let's go to the next one. And white pieces to move. Timer back to 4 minutes. Let's do it. We learn. This is what it takes to learn, guys. Consistent training. Sooner or later, it's going to start coming in, but we have to do it. All right. Candidate moves right away. I have 1 check, 2 checks. Or even queen e7. Oh, this is another check. If you think you found it, put it in the chat. Or if you want, just give me the last move, just to make sure that we are on the same page. All right, give it to me. 2 more minutes. I don't think we have the same thing then. Okay, you have an idea, that's cool. Then let's calculate. Hey. All right, guys, let's talk about this one. Look, again, if you didn't find it, then listen to the answer and try to reproduce it in your head. Practice the ability to visualize. So I'm thinking rook f8 is forcing, knight takes, and then queen e7. I'm threatening checkmate on g7. So maybe this is what you meant. And if the knight takes, then I have knight f6 check, king must move, and checkmate on h7. There's nothing else they could do. After rook takes, knight takes, queen e7, if they go queen d4, trying to stop it, well, we take the queen. So I think it must be that. Okay, knight f6. Now we're talking. All right. So pretty forcing. Then this move, we have to consider it. I'm not gonna lie, I did not consider that move. I should have. We cannot leave room for silly surprises, guys. All right, check. And we take, right? So knight f6, queen f7, and then I'm delivering checkmate on too many spots. That's it. Checkmate. If they take the knight, then checkmate on h7. No. Hey, it's just getting used to it. So if your pattern recognition is on point, then it's all about calculating. Even when you calculate a line all the way until the end, it's good practice to visualize one more move. When everything is settled, okay, this is a quiet position already. What would I play after? Just to exercise that. All right, we got that one. This was a 24-45. And we go to the next one. This is white to move. Timer is running. I don't think that's what it is. And that's the first thing that's why I said, okay, is this as simple as it seems? I'm just a little bit concerned about queen takes, bishop takes, rook takes, king goes to d2. They have two rooks for the queen. We had a lesson already, lesson 65, I think, on how two rooks could be better than the queen if they're coordinated. So I was like, that cannot be it. I kept looking and I think I found the answer. You might be right, but I think there's something stronger. All right, we got 1 more minute left. Okay, now we're on the same page. This is what I found. If you're not finding the answers because it's too difficult, you're not as experienced, at least try to visualize the answers. Practice visualization. So I considered this and it has to be the move. Check, queen f6, then rook f1. If they take my queen, this is mate, and the queen cannot take because it is pinned. However, after queen d4, what if they simply move the king? 44 more seconds. Exactly. Rook already left. No. Rook have not in that one. Queen d4, king g8. So we just take the rook, right? So you said rook g5. All right. Let me see. We got 10 seconds left. It must be that. Now, maybe I'm wrong, and that's fine. It's happened many times before, but this has to be stronger than rook f1 right away. There we go. Rook f1, and we're happy to take that queen. That's it. That was a 24-81. If you have any questions, let me know. Here's the next one, and we got black pieces to move. Timer back to 4 minutes. Well, the way I see it is more about attacking the king. How to attack the king. It has to become automatic. We see the king in positions like this or opportunities to attack the king. We gotta try to squeeze the most out of it. Sometimes, and I've said it before, when you're attacking, you want to checkmate the king, but many times they give you material to keep you away. Well, many of us at the beginning were fascinated by the idea of sacrifices and winning. Sometimes all we need to do is get that material. It could be a couple pawns, a minor piece, and then take it to an endgame. So I just want you to get really good at squeezing material or whatever from these opportunities. Here, candidate moves, queen h2. Yes, we have to consider it, even if it seems nonsense. Knight g4. Now, yeah. All right, so this one I think is knight g4. I'm threatening to take on h2. They play g3, then queen h5. I'm hitting h2, right? If they play pawn h4, I simply take the bishop. That's it. And that's why the first thing that we need to do, or that I like to do, is when I look at these exercises, I'm not playing the game, guys, so I'm not following what's going on. I want to get a feeling for the position. And what I do is I count the material. Here, queen, queen, two rooks, and we got 3 minor pieces each. So the position is even. If I get that bishop, this is pretty good, right? So I'm using that idea of checkmating the king to win material. Boom. And then I think we just take on the 3. That's it. That's all. It's recognizing the mating pattern. And even though it doesn't lead to checkmate, we're going to be able to collect the bishop. Now, something that you might not be doing, but you should do is once you're done with it, there's an option that you could practice versus computer. Go ahead, see if you can convert this against the engine. Your upper piece, you should be able to convert. And this is something that a lot of my students really mess it up. They're winning and then they blow it. I say my students, but it happens to me as well. So it's good practice. You don't want to do it every single exercises, but maybe at the end of the training, you finish the possession against the engine. Okay, so we got that one. Let's go to the next one. White pieces to move. Okay, but look, sometimes, and that's why I always tell you about the candidate moves. Unless you are really advanced, the candidate moves process could be helpful, because even if one of those moves is not the move, it could come in later in another variation. So I'm looking at a combination of knight h5, threatening mate, pawn takes, and then trying to bring the rook, right? So I take back, and then, like, I'm thinking knight h5, pawn takes. Let's say they go queen d7. I go rook f4 to prevent any checks, and then I go to g4. I don't know. I think I got it. But lesson 79, we talked about the Greek gift. And even though we cannot do the Greek gift here, there is a similar idea that we could implement. So we have 10 seconds. Let me tell you what I calculated. So I'm thinking knight h5. I'm threatening the checkmate on g7, right? So they must take. I don't think they could do anything else. When they do, I have queen g5 check. King has to go to the h file. I take that pawn to clear the file for the rook. They get back over to the g file. I go back to g, and then when they finally come over to the h file, I do the rook lift for the checkmate. But this is the idea that I mentioned. Sometimes in the Greek gift, you sacrifice the bishop, the queen comes over, and you have to implement this idea of the rook lift. But you only do it after you make sure that the king is trapped on the h file. And it has to do also with the two rook checkmate. So let me go ahead and try that. Let me see. Rook f6, maybe that's faster. Haha, wait, that's probably faster. So knight h5. So I went automatically to that other pattern that I know, but this has to be better, right? Let me see. Pam, pam, check, and rook f6. Ah, that's it. That's definitely faster. I'm trying to look for something they could do to stop it. Oh, yeah. And actually, rook f6 doesn't even allow them to play f5 to bring the queen over. So it has to be that. Okay, we had to look at this. That's easy. Now let me go ahead and take a look. So knight h5. If they take, then cha-cha, and rook f6. That's a move. Now, does queen h5 work? Yeah, queen h5, queen g7, queen g5. And then rook f6 does it. How about this? This is what I wanted to do. Yeah, this one works too. Longer, but there you go. There you go. All right, that was number 6. We're going to number 7. 3 more. Actually, 4 more. All right, black pieces to move. Let's do it. Okay, let's take a look at that. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, rook f3 right away, right? Okay, let me... Rook f3, queen d6, and you see they have this. So that's why I wanted to do something like this, and then the rook goes to f4. It seems it's slow. It's just too slow. They could go to d4 with check, and they force you to trade the queen. All right, black to move. Okay, this one, for me, it's nice to see it because this is definitely from a King's Indian defense. We have an entire playlist on the King's Indian defense. Let me see if it pops up. There you go. Yeah, that definitely comes to mind. How about bishop h3, queen h3? All of that I need to consider. Always being careful with these checks. Very annoying. I'm happy with that. That's what I calculated. The only other line you need to consider is after bishop h3, what if they go queen g6? I think we simply block with the rook, and they're happy to give us a queen and then take, which should be fine. Which should be fine. Now, I'm not going to make you suffer too much with this, but when I see this, let me see right here. Okay, that's okay. I read something like, oh, bishop h3, and then we have ideas with the knight and so on. Try to be as concrete as possible. If you feel like you're being a little bit lazy, be careful with that. Now, there's another idea with rook a6 that we could play it first, then bishop h3. I don't think it works. They have this check. Well, we go back. I mean, if I really wanted to protect everything, I could start with rook a6, queen b8, rook f8, queen needs to move, and then bishop h3. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with bishop h3. That's it. That's it. Hey. Okay, this is a good... I mean, we take the queen anytime, but is this stronger? No, it's not stronger because then check and we have to trade queens. So that's it. White to move, 4 minutes. Cha, 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 cha. Cha. Okay, this one is easy. This one is easy, very easy. All right, just make sure that you calculate the whole thing. Those of you who haven't found it, go down that route, and it is very important that you calculate. This one for me, it was 80% pattern recognition. I recognized the two patterns, bishop b3 and the checkmate that comes after. I've seen it before, so it was just putting it together. Besides that, of course, being able to visualize the whole thing. So do it in your head, visualize that. All right, let's do it. Let's put it together. Bishop b3, I'm pinning the queen. When they take us, the queen is gone, so we go rook e8 check, king f7, knight d6, only move is to go to g6. At that point, we have h5. If the king goes up, f4, king goes back to h6, then knight f5 is checkmate. Now, if instead, after rook e8, king f7, knight d6, king g6, h5, they go to h6 first, we change the move order. We bring the knight back, king goes to g5, and then f4. I'm gonna give you a few seconds to reproduce it in your head. Try to keep track, even if it gets blurry for you. That's part of the process. So give it a few seconds. Bishop b3, check, knight d6, h5, f4, and then the checkmate. The big question that we always get is, okay, but when I'm playing a game, no one tells me there's a tactic. Guys, if you do this consistently, you're going to start picking up the patterns. Bishop b3 is going to come to mind. You're going to be like, oh no, but it's not safe. And then you really update this image in your head. You imagine the queen leaving, then, oh, but I have a check. Does it lead to anything? Well, let me visualize. And then you go all the way. If there's a pattern, it's going to kick in, just like when we talked about the stepping stone method. So anyways, guys, we got 10 already. That took us, let me see. That took us 1 hour. That's pretty good. So you could say you did your training for the day or for the week, whatever. Now I'm just gonna play a few games. All right, black pieces and g6. d5 is very attractive, but let's allow them to play 4. That's why I put the cool phrase there. All right, c6, bishop has to move again. We castle. All right, hyper-modern opening. That means we're going to let them control the center, and then we strike the center. Well, King's Indian defense because they played d4, but then when they play d4, it's looking more like the peer's defense. So let me put here Pirk, and we have the playlist too on the King's Indian. Oh no, the other game it was, and I'm gonna keep bombarding you with the links, but this is the Vienna. So we talked about this one. A lot of my beginner students, I haven't played this opening, very easy to implement, and they learn a lot of chess with it too. Okay, cha, cha, cha. Let's do it. There were two main ideas here. Either knight h5, we talked about it when we reviewed Magnus's game on playing the peer's defense. There was an idea that he did this and then he attacked the king side. But this is also a pretty good idea. Again, our game is in the center if we play these hyper modern openings. Well, check out the peer's defense. Check out the peer's defense. Bishop g4, knight d5, queen d5. I don't want to take with the pawn because then we get isolated pawns, and I would prefer not to have that. All right, bishop c2 it is. Okay, now I'm feeling happy. I'm fully developed. Oof, pinning themselves. This cannot be good. This cannot be good. This cannot be good. When there's a pin piece, we want to add more pressure to it. I don't know. All right, let's have fun. Cha-cha. All right, let's do it. Okay, so this is my opponent saying, I don't care about what you just said. I don't care what you just said. Bishop b3 is in the air. All right, c5. It should be fine. I don't think this is gonna become anything. Not yet. Maybe queen h5 was the move. This was the move. I'm playing with fire now. Okay, c4. Get out of here. I am playing with fire, guys. Bishop b6. Yeah. Now, I don't care about this. They could take it. I just need to stop the checkmate. That rook is looking for open files. We gotta keep him locked. If I manage to remove this bishop, I play king g7. I shouldn't be losing this. not. Okay, take that pawn if you like. No, I can't. Cha, cha, cha. Okay, I'm spending too much time here. It shouldn't be the case. It just shouldn't be the case. I know that I want to trade pieces and they shouldn't be trading pieces. Now, at least we got the rook to be passive. Okay, pass pawn. I'm not gonna wait time. I'm not gonna waste time. Pass pawns are meant to be pushed, and this is the only hope we got. Okay, what are you gonna do now? Yeah, this is game. They cannot stop it. If they do this, we promote with check. Okay, now queen versus rook. We had a lesson on this endgame. I mean, there are many pawns still left. Check. Okay, don't lose now. Don't lose some time. Okay, I want to defend the pawn. I don't need to give him anything. Let me hold this. Okay, check. Okay, let's not get fancy. Okay, I must have some checks here. No, there's no check. We'll talk about that now. And guys, I'm not gonna even say it now because I have 11 seconds and I'm so bad at playing under time pressure that I gotta use every second. Okay. I gotta use every second. Now, one of the main things I'm looking for is, number one, I want to gain some time back with those silly checks. But also, if I could get into a one king and pawn endgame, I'm happy with that. Okay, h4, let's fix this guy in place. This is winning. We've had many sessions on this. King and pawn endgame. I just want to make sure I don't remain with the... this is winning. I just want to make sure I don't keep the rook pawn. Okay. Always looking for simplification. All right, we got that one.